You've all been doing a great job getting started with formulas and formatting in Excel. I thought I would just quickly jump through a spreadsheet here. This is a spreadsheet that you've been working with. You used it for some formatting. I'm just going to quickly just run through a couple of things that some of you are familiar with and maybe just want to see one more time. So many of you did some formatting where you selected an area like this and you chose to merge and center right here. That's wonderful. I hope you noticed that you could increase your font size right here, change colors. Most of you have done all of this. Add a border, perhaps thick or thin, whatever it is you're interested in. This is someone's monthly income, so I'm going to just go over here and change that to currency. In fact, I am going to have money in all of these cells, so I am going to use my selection tool and change it all to currency. If I wanted to add a couple of months, I could select these column headings here, right click, and choose to insert columns. And then I can simply fill these cells with the appropriate months and perhaps do a little formatting here as well. Okay. I want to plug some numbers in here, so I'm just going to do a quick copy using Control-C and paste that into these cells. I see here that I need to add some borders, so I'm going to just use my Format Painter and I'm going to double click on it so that I can say paint borders here and paint a few borders right here, and then I'll just click back. Okay, I need a formula. So this I want to do an auto sum so that we can sum all of this. So I'm going to just go up here and select sum. It finds exactly what I want to sum. It puts in the proper syntax. I can press enter and then use my fill handle right here and copy that formula down. And you notice that the formula C6 to K6 updates relative to its position. Because it was copied down one cell, it updated its row by one row. Here we also have a total, and I want to sum this column right here. So again, I'm going to go over, select sum. Now it says C6 to C12. I really don't want it to include C12. It's that's entirely not really important whether I use it or not because it's blank. But remember that you can always select what it is you want Excel to sum. So here it changed now from C6 to C11 instead of C12. And so I can press enter. And again, using the fill handle, simply copy that formula across and it will update relative to its position. Now this formula here is a little different. It involves, when you write this formula, you are going to have to use those dollar signs I talked about to add an absolute value, because the balance, what this person has left at the end of the month, will be what they bring home each month minus their expenses. And so this formula will be this cell, so point to it, and it fills in E3, minus this cell. That's correct. But if I copy that across, notice here it was E3 minus C13, but here it's F3. So it's using this cell. So this is wrong. We need to go back and modify this formula so that we can use the fill handle and just copy it right across. So again, we're going to start with the equal sign, and we're going to point to this cell, but now we want dollar signs around E3, which tells Excel lock it in this position of E3. Now I taught you that you can use your F4 key. Now if I press F4, it puts the dollar signs in for me. If I press F4 again, it gives me a little different combination of the dollar signs as I continue to press the F4 key. But this is what I want. I want to lock it tight in the column of E and the row of 3. And then subtract that from this reference right here, 2 cells up. So when I press enter, I get the same answer. But now when I copy it across, this formula, I can't see it because this column's not wide enough. So I'm going to come up here between D and E, and I'm going to double click so that it is wide enough. I actually am going to select all of these columns and double click so that each column is made wide enough to display the contents of the cell. Okay, so this one kept it in E3 minus 2 steps up basically. So you have an absolute reference E3 with those dollar signs, and you have a relative reference D13. There's no lock there, so that when you copy the formula, it updates relative to its position. That's why the column D changed to E and will change to F, etc. Okay, so I hope that helps a little bit. I think you've been doing a great job. Some of you started out already knowing a lot about summing and quite a bit about formulas, but keep working away. I think you're all doing a great job, and I love watching the discussions. I think it's wonderful that you offer each other tips, comments, and encouragement. Thanks, everyone.